Listen closely, because what I'm about to say will change how you deal with every person who ever doubted you, betrayed you, or underestimated you. You want to see them crumble? You want them to feel the weight of what they lost when they lost you? Then stop begging, stop explaining, stop proving. Because the moment you stop reacting is the moment they start noticing. The most dangerous woman is the one who walks away in silence, smiling, glowing, growing, without revenge, without drama, without a word. You want to destroy their ego? Do this. Work on yourself until they can't reach your level, until they see you everywhere, but can't touch you anymore. This is not about revenge. This is about power. And trust me, your silence, your rising, is louder than their cheap words could ever be. Stay with me, because by the end of this speech, you'll know exactly how to make them regret ever letting you go without lifting a single finger. Ready to change the game? Silence is the ultimate power move. In a world where everyone is in a hurry to reply, explain, justify, defend, argue, those who choose silence rise far above the noise. Silence is not weakness, it is strength under control. It is like a lion watching its prey. Patient, still, knowing the right moment to strike. Use it wisely, or it'll crush you. Use it better. You can start exciting now. You don't have time to be afraid. Silence is not weakness, it is strength. Knowing the right moment to think about it. When someone insults you, mocks you, provokes you, they expect you to react, to flare up, to fight back. But when you remain silent, when you keep your calm and simply smile without responding, their energy bounces back on them. They become confused, restless, insecure. Your silence speaks volumes. They cannot handle. Remember the last time someone hurt you? Maybe they ignored your message, lied to you, betrayed your trust. Your instinct wanted to scream, call them out, post about it, tell the world. But what happens when you simply disappear? When you stop explaining yourself? The silence becomes unbearable for them. They check their phone, wondering why you didn't react. They stalk your profile secretly, wondering if you've moved on. They wait for a reply that never comes. That's when the game changes. Your silence becomes their prison. Take an example from daily life. A toxic friend who always tried to make you feel small. Every time they cracked a sarcastic comment, you tried to defend yourself. But one day, you stopped. You smiled. You said nothing. Suddenly, their power disappeared, because their control was in your reaction. When the reaction stopped, so did their confidence. Silence stripped them of their weapon. Or that ex who broke your heart and expected you to cry, to beg, to plead for closure. You chose silence instead. No calls, no texts, no explanations. Just pure, intentional quiet. And slowly, you became the mystery they couldn't solve. The what if that haunted their nights. Because nothing tortures the mind more than unanswered questions. That's the power you hold when you choose silence. Even at work, this works wonders. When gossip circulates about you, when people try to pull you into drama, stay silent. Let your success answer them. When they see your quiet focus, your rise, your growth, they realize their words have no grip on you. And that realization crushes them far more than your retaliation ever could. Because silence shows class. It shows unbothered confidence. It shows that you have a kingdom of your own and their noise cannot enter it. Silence breaks egos. Imagine being in a heated argument. Your opponent throws words like fireballs, expecting you to catch and throw them back. But you don't. You sit back. You breathe. You smile. You say nothing. They burn in their own flames, embarrassed by their outburst, while you remain royal, untouched. That's not weakness. That's empire-level control. Look at powerful women in history and real life. They never begged. They never explained. Cleopatra, Queen Elizabeth, Oprah. They mastered the art of holding their tongue while the world guessed their next move. That mystery made them unstoppable. You can do the same. In relationships, at work, in friendships, silence will make them wonder. Wondering leads to regret. Regret leads to realization. And by then, you've already moved higher. Even in family situations, when relatives gossip, taunt, or interfere, smile. Stay silent. Let them exhaust their negativity while you conserve your energy. When they see you glowing, progressing, living your best life without lowering yourself to their level, they crumble under their own weight. Your silence becomes their mirror, showing them what they cannot touch. And what about the ones who left you, thinking you'd break? When you remain silent, they slowly realize they didn't break you, they freed you. And that realization is bitter. They thought you'd need closure. They thought you'd run back. But your silence screams, I am whole without you. And nothing breaks a person more than knowing they were not needed to complete you. Glow up without warning. That is the most beautiful revenge you could ever serve, without lifting a single finger. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to post it. You don't need to whisper it to anyone. The moment you begin to glow in silence, the world notices. Even the ones who left you behind, doubted you, or betrayed you. Your glow becomes their regret. Your rise becomes their reminder. Your success becomes their punishment. And you remain untouchable, unpredictable, unstoppable. Think about this. How many times have you told people about your plans, your dreams, your goals, only to feel discouraged when they laughed, questioned, or ignored you? You've wasted time explaining yourself to those who secretly hoped you would fail. But when you glow up without warning, you leave them speechless. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding to fix your fitness. Not for Instagram, not for comments, not to prove a point, but because you owe it to yourself. You go to the gym silently. You eat right silently. You drink water. You sleep on time. You read books. You meditate. You work on silently. 6 months later, when you walk into a room with your glowing skin, confident body, bright eyes, they are shocked. They stutter when they see you. Because you never posted a single story about it. You never warned them. You never gave them the satisfaction of knowing you were working. That's the power of a silent glow up. In friendships too, this magic works. You've been in circles where they made you the average one, the quiet one, the simple one. But the day you stop showing up for gossip and drama and start showing up for yourself, the day you stop being available to their meaningless plans and start attending workshops, courses, events to improve your mind, that's the day you start glowing from the inside. And the best part? They'll only see the result, not the process. One day they'll see you getting offers they never thought you'd get, invitations they wanted but never received. And they'll wonder, when did she change? But you won't explain. Because real glow-ups don't come with explanations. At work, it's even deadlier. Your colleagues expect you to stay in the same position forever. They mock your small steps. They doubt your ideas. But silently, when you take extra learning, when you upgrade your skills, when you volunteer for things they're too lazy for, opportunities start to come. Promotions land on your desk. Projects are assigned to you. They are left standing in the hallway whispering, shocked, crumbling inside because they underestimated you. All because you decided to glow without warning. You didn't post new course today. You didn't brag about late night learning. You let your new title, your new position, your new respect do the talking. Even in relationships, this is pure fire. The person who left you thought you'd break. They imagined you crying, texting, begging, but you chose to heal. You chose to upgrade yourself. New habits, new hobbies, new joy, new peace. You didn't block them. You didn't chase them. You simply lived better. One day they check your profile and there's no sign of sadness. Just light. Just power. They see your laughter, your confidence, your elegance in the eyes. And suddenly, they regret. Because you glowed up without warning. No revenge, no drama, no announcement, only results. In your family, this rule changes everything. The cousin who always compared you to others. The aunt who thought you'd never succeed. They suddenly see your small business thriving. They hear your name being praised in places they never imagined. You didn't tell them about your sleepless nights. You didn't share the tears, the hustle, the sacrifices. But now they see your strength and wonder, when did this happen? And you just smile. Because your glow up didn't come with warnings. It came with silent storms. It came with secret victories. And now your shine is so blinding, they can't even look straight. Even strangers who once judged you can't handle this kind of glow. The one who ignored you at a party now watches you get attention from people they crave to impress. The ones who rejected your ideas now see you invited to speak on stages they wish to stand on. And they shrink. Because you never told them you were becoming this version. You never posted your plans. You only showed up transformed. And the shock on their face is worth every second of patience, every silent effort, every moment you kept your mouth shut and worked in private. That's the secret to glowing up without warning. You move in silence, you transform in darkness, and you shine in a way that demands no explanation. Because real power is never announced. It is revealed. Invest in your passion, not your past. This is the secret most people ignore. They spend so much time watering dead plants, holding on to what's already broken, staring at closed doors, that they forget they were born to create new paths. Your past is done. It cannot be fixed, changed, edited, or relived. But your passion, oh, your passion is alive. It's breathing inside you, begging to be fed, to be built, to be unleashed. And the moment you shift your energy from regret to creation, from sorrow to action, your life transforms. Think about the times you sat replaying a painful memory, an ex who betrayed you, a friend who left, an opportunity you missed. You wasted nights, weeks, even years, wishing you had done things differently. But the truth? That moment is gone. It's locked in time. No amount of thinking will change it. But imagine if you had used that energy to write your book, build your brand, learn a skill, start a business. Imagine if you had poured your tears into your dream instead of your diary. Where would you be now? How powerful would you have become? In friendships, this truth shines bright. You keep checking their profile, wondering why they unfollowed, why they stopped calling, why they changed. But why care? They are your past, they chose their path. But your passion waits, your dreams are untouched, your goals are unbuilt. What if you invested in finding new friendships with people who share your vision? What if you met minds that dream like you, work like you, burn like you? You'd rise faster, smile wider, live freer. But as long as your heart is stuck in the past, your passion starves. In relationships, this is life-saving. You loved someone who couldn't love you back. You gave your soul to someone who broke it. And now you sit broken, wondering what went wrong. But what if you loved your dream the way you loved that person? What if you dated your destiny, married your mission, romanced your goals? What if your late nights were spent building your empire, not crying over their texts? You'd become unstoppable. You'd glow from the inside. Because passion, when invested in, is the greatest lover. It gives back. It rewards. It stays loyal. Your past cannot. Even at work, this is freedom. You remember the job you lost, the boss who fired you, the promotion you didn't get. But that company is not your future. That rejection is not your identity. Your passion is. What if you use that anger, that humiliation, that sadness as fuel to start your own brand, to learn new skills, to enter a new field that excites you? So many millionaires were once fired. So many legends were once told, you are not good enough. But they invested in their passion, not their past. And now the world remembers their names. Be one of them. Even in family, this truth heals. Maybe they doubted you. Maybe they compared you to others. Maybe they told you to settle. But why drag that weight into tomorrow? Why carry their small vision when your passion is screaming for space? What if you invested in your dream career instead of their old advice? What if you built the life they said was impossible? One day they'd be forced to watch you win, not because you argued, but because you ignored the past and poured everything into your passion. Even strangers do this to you. The bully from school, the hater from your city, the gossip from your neighborhood. They mocked you, laughed at you, tried to break you. But their words are old dust. Their opinions are expired. Why give them free rent in your mind? What if you took that anger and shaped it into art? What if you turned their laughter into your soundtrack for success? That is the fire winners carry. They build from pain, not drown in it. They invest in passion, not revenge. They spare your children more. You love them more. You placate their pride. Could you build them beautiful? Not drown in it. They invest in passion, not revenge. You have a talent, a dream, a calling. But if you keep looking back at old love, old friends, old failures, you will miss the chance to make that dream real. What if the next 6 months you invested every thought, every coin, every minute into your passion? No distractions, no flashbacks, just pure focus. You'd shock yourself. You'd create magic. You'd wake up one morning and realize you've become what they said you'd never be. And it won't be because you fixed the past. It will be because you forgot it and fed the fire that was waiting inside you all along. Let their imagination torture them. There is no louder scream in a person's mind than silence. When you stop explaining, stop justifying, stop reacting, their thoughts go wild. They begin to wonder, to fear, to create stories that were never there. And that is your secret weapon. Because when you walk away quietly, without drama, without closure, without warning, they are left in the dark. And the human mind hates darkness. It tries to fill the gaps with fears, doubts, regrets. Let their imagination become their prison. Think about the friend who betrayed you. You used to pour your heart out, confront them, demand reasons, cry for explanations. But what did that give you? More disrespect, more lies. Now imagine if you had smiled and disappeared. No calls, no texts, no words. You blocked the drama, not the person. You vanished from their reality. And they sit now wondering, why is she not reacting? Is she planning something? Is she over me? Did she replace me already? Their imagination becomes a storm they can't escape. You said nothing, but you said everything. Your absence became louder than your presence ever was. In relationships, this is power at its finest. When someone hurts you, they expect you to beg, to cry, to explain your worth. But when you do the opposite, when you smile, turn around, and leave quietly, you break their ego. You shake their soul. Because now they don't know. They don't know what you feel, what you think, what you plan. Are you done for good? Are you with someone better? Are you happier now? The unknown kills them. They check their phone, they stalk your posts, they ask mutual friends, they look for signs, but you give none. And that mystery is their nightmare. Even at work, this tactic wins. Your boss underestimated you. Your colleagues doubted you. You wanted to fight, to explain your ideas, to prove your value, but when you stopped explaining and let your results speak, when you worked in silence, improved your skills, built your worth quietly, they noticed. They sentenced your name to the board. You worked in silence, improved your skills, built your worth quietly. They noticed, and their minds began racing. Why is she so calm? Does she have an offer somewhere else? Is she planning to quit? Is she building her own empire? They start fearing your next move because they no longer control the narrative. You do, without a word spoken. Family is no different. There are always relatives who question your choices, mock your dreams, doubt your path. You argued once. You defended your vision, but now you stay silent. You nod, you smile, and you move in secret. Suddenly they wonder, why is she not explaining anymore? What is she doing behind the scenes? Is she succeeding without us knowing? Their imagination burns because you gave them no fuel to gossip, no new information to twist. You left them trapped in their own curiosity. Even strangers feel this power. Someone flirts, mocks, provokes, expecting you to react. But when you walk past with grace, with mystery, they are left stunned. They don't know if you rejected them, ignored them, or simply didn't notice. Their ego cracks. They start thinking, was I not enough? Did she not see me? Is she too good for me? And these questions echo in their mind long after you're gone. This is the energy of true queens. You move in silence. You shine without noise. You leave them guessing. Because when you give no explanation, no reaction, no clue, they invent 1,000 scenarios in their mind. And every scenario tortures them more than your words ever could. You become the unsolved mystery they can't forget. Your silence is your sword. Your mystery is your crown. You are no longer the girl who explains, who begs, who proves. You're the woman who lets their imagination break them. Because the mind is a dangerous place. And when they are trapped inside it, wondering about you, fearing what you might become, that is when you have already won. And this, my friend, is where your true power lives. Not in noise, not in explanations, not in desperate clarity, but in the storm of silence you leave behind. The most unforgettable souls in this world are not the loudest, they are the quietest. The ones who leave without warnings, who rise without noise, who glow without permission. The ones whose mystery makes people lose sleep, makes people rewind old conversations in their heads, wondering, regretting, fearing. You don't have to prove your worth, your absence will prove it. You don't have to explain why you left, your silence will explain more than 1,000 words ever could. You don't have to announce your glow up. Let them witness it from the distance they created. You see, a lion never roars in every moment. It roars only to remind the jungle of its power. The rest of the time, it moves in majestic silence because confidence has no need to scream. It is the small minds, the weak hearts, the insecure souls that shout their every move to the world. But queens move in silence. Kings move in silence. Legends rise in secret and reveal themselves only when the world least expects it. That's how you win, not by fighting noise with noise, but by letting your growth become the thunder they never saw coming. This world respects mystery. The moment they can no longer predict you, the moment they no longer know what you think, what you plan, what you dream, they crumble in confusion. Their imagination becomes their worst enemy. Their own mind becomes their battlefield. Let them stay there. Let them drown in the sea of what if and why did she and where is she now, while you build empires they can never reach. While they talk, you build. While they guess, you rise. While they wonder, you win. And remember this, you don't owe anyone your story. You don't owe anyone your plan. You don't owe anyone your secrets. Because what they don't know, they cannot control. What they cannot predict, they cannot stop. Your silence is your shield. Your mystery is your sword. Your distance is your throne. The more you give them to imagine, the more they weaken. The less you give them to know, the more they weaken. The less you give them to know, the more they weaken. The less you give them to know, the more they weaken. The less you give them to know, the more they weaken. The less you give them to know. And that fear will work for you without you lifting a single finger. Even history bows to those who moved in silence. The greatest revolutions began in quiet. The strongest storms start with still air. The most dangerous minds plan in darkness before revealing light. You are no different. Let your journey remain sacred. Let your purpose remain hidden. Let your success be heard only in echoes when the time is right. Until then, guard your peace. Protect your energy. Nurture your dream in secret like a priceless treasure. Because when it finally blooms, it will blind those who doubted. It will silence those who mocked. It will humble those who left. And what is more divine than this? To rise without permission. To win without begging. To shine without validation. To become the story they whisper about at night. The legend they fear by day. This is how the great ones moved. In stillness, in secrecy, in unstoppable self-belief. And when they returned unstoppable, unbreakable, untouchable. So today, promise yourself this. No more explanations. No more chasing closure. No more giving free access to your soul. They lost the right to your mind when they broke your trust. They lost the right to your story when they doubted your worth. From now on, you rise in silence. You work in darkness. You grow in secret. And when you bloom, they will not be ready. Their imagination will have already broken them long before they see your light. Because silence is not weakness. Silence is the calm before the empire. Mystery is not fear. Mystery is the language of queens. And absence is not loss. Absence is the ghost they cannot forget. This is your time. This is your power.